Hello, I'm Eileen Roach, and welcome to today's program of Between Friends. I'm so glad you are taking a moment to join me today during this busy holiday season. I know, well, I'll bet you're as busy as I have been, and it's just a pleasure to take a moment and kind of get back to our craft, our hobby that we love so much, and just take a moment for ourselves. So I do appreciate that you're taking the time to share that with me. I had saw a question in the comments from one of our viewers who wondered, was there a software success this past Tuesday? And there was not. So Ashley Jones teaches the first and third Tuesdays of the month, and she won't be back till January 4th. So she's enjoying some time with her family right now. But today is all about digital cutters and rhinestones. So, it is instant bling, and you can have an awful lot of fun with it. Now, the topic that we're going to be talking about today does require a digital cutter, but I know many of you have them, and maybe you're a scrapbooker like my sister-in-law, Kathy Colvin. She's been a scrapbooker from a long time ago, and she's watching here today from Woodbury, Minnesota. So a big hello to her. And so I know a lot of you maybe haven't combined rhinestones with embroidery, but you most certainly can. And today I'm really going to focus just on the rhinestone part. I'm going to teach you how to make custom rhinestone templates, how to decorate jeans, t-shirts, and more. You'll see a lot of fun samples, and of course some quilt blocks, because I think rhinestones are a really fun thing to add to quilt blocks if you're interested. And the best part about rhinestones, well, you can do it right now and wear it tonight. That's so fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to start. Well, we're going to start in software, which is where we often start, right? Dime makes a software program called Cut and Stitch, and it is very user-friendly. And the first thing you're going to do is open a new screen and go to File, Load Backdrop. And meanwhile, you have taken a photograph of the item that you're going to decorate. In this case, a pair of jeans. Now, notice when I did that, I have a ruler in the photo, right? So this isn't any, photo that's going to go into your family album. This is a functional photograph that you'll use to design these templates to perfectly fit that pocket. So I load that backdrop, and I find that photograph on my computer wherever I have stored it. And then in the program, underneath backdrop, I select the scale, size scale window, arrow. And then I just drag the cursor from one point to another, in this instance, 1 inch. And I tell the software that's the length that I just measured. And then it resizes that image to true size. So whatever I put on top is going to fit in that actual area. It's really quite cool. So now in the artwork tool, I select the star and draw that star. I can manipulate it. I can resize it, squeeze it, lengthen it, rotate it. But you might also find that it's quite helpful to select that backdrop tool again and lighten the image so that now you can see your work. Denim is very hard to distinguish in a photograph because of the light and dark threads that are woven into the material. So I lighten that up. Now I've selected the artwork tool and I'm just drawing some lines, little curvy lines. So when I do that, I hold down the control key and drag the mouse, left click to drop a point. And that left click is what makes it a curve, and it's also what drops the point. Now I'll give you a little tip. The less points, the better. So don't be so busy that you're adding like 20 points in a small area like that. You just need one at the end, one in the center, and another one at the other end. You can always add more points and delete points. Okay, so that quickly, let me pause that a moment. So what I did there was I selected the star and I went to right click, convert to bling stroke. Now a bling stroke is just an outline. And so that quick, that's done. And in the software, it's going to default to, I think, whatever size it does. And then you can go up and select the size that you have. Here at Dime, we sell the 10SS size rhinestones. So that's what I set all of mine to. So again, here we go. I selected those lines, convert to bling stroke, and then I'm going to select the size of my rhinestone. And now I'm going to space out the distance between each rhinestone. You have total control over that. You see in that properties box where it says spacing, I put 3.0. So that means there's going to be 3 millimeters between each stone. And that just gives each stone a little breathing room. So let's see. Jill Mallory Klein said, what software am I using? Well, this is cut and stitch software from Dime. Very affordable software, really user-friendly, and it has it allows you to play with SVG files and create rhinestones and lots of bling. So, okay, let's go ahead and see what the next steps are for this. I could change the color of my rhinestones. I could zoom in. Oh, I see some are a little too close to each other. So I can adjust those points. So I'm just, I have selected the point select tool, and then I take the cursor and just move each of those points until I'm happy with that new shape that it forms. You'll also notice that some of those stones are overlapping, and that's because I have like lines and the star pretty close together. So I can use that single point or single stone tool, and I could just go in. I could move that stone or I could delete it. It's up to you what you do, but so much fun. So easy to use. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do here is export bling. As easy as that. And up pops this window. And you hit save. Its default is SVG, but it will it has all of the other cutting files included in the software, like FCM and PLT. And then you just save it in the location of your choice. I would normally save it on a USB, so I can take it to the cutter. And then I'm just about ready to cut. Isn't that awesome? That's your cut and stitch software. How easy is that to use? I love it. So since you've seen the right pocket already embellished, why don't we go over and cut out the right pocket, the right pocket, the left pocket. Yep, when you're wearing it, it's the left pocket. Come on over. Let's take a look. So I already have my my scan and cut all set up. I have my template maker material on the mat, and we'll take a closer look at that after I peel it away so you can see what it is. But this feels kind of like it's flocked, so it's got some real substance to it, and underneath of it is a protective paper so that eventually I'm going to be able to peel off this and have my template with the holes. So I have my original design selected, and I'm going to edit that design just by mirror imaging it because I wanted to, decorate the opposite pocket. So I'll just hit that. And then since I've scanned it, I'm going to take that design and move it down into that area. Make sure it's going to fit. Doesn't look like it's going to fit perfectly, but we could still get that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and let's move this down. Oh yeah, I'm kind of hanging off a little bit there. So I'll say, okay. And then I'm going to go back into edit and just rotate it a little bit. I think, can I do that here? Yeah. So we'll just rotate by 1. I'm trying to get that one little stone that's hanging off that curved. And I did that on purpose so you could see, how skimpy you can be, right? You can really save all of this template making material and use it to, your best ability. So see, it looked like it was too close to the edge that it was hanging off, but now I'm just fine. So I think I'll move it over just a tad. Okay, and then we'll say okay, and okay, lots of okays, okay, and then we'll do please select, and we're going to cut. And in my cutting, I have a tool icon. I'll select that. And then I'm going to go to the second page. And I want to ensure that my half cut is selected. And that means that the blade is only going to cut through half of the material depth-wise. So it's going to leave that protective back that I have, that white material. It's going to leave that in place and only cut in those openings, just that top part. That's what half cut means. And then we'll say, okay. Oh, and it's always a good idea to test. So let's go ahead and test. And your test comes, just pops up on the screen. So let's go ahead and take that and we'll move it into that open area on my template maker and we'll hit start. And in it goes. Oh my gosh, it's like magic. I love this machine, so fast. And so the first thing it's going to do is just cut that test. And the test I selected is a circle. You can also select a triangle, but since I'm actually going to be cutting circles, I thought that was a good idea. So I'll just lift that, I'll just lift this corner. And these mats are so nice and strong, right? That adhesive. And then I'm just removing that one little dot and look, that's perfect. I am fine. The back is solid, so I know it didn't cut all the way through. All right, I'm happy. So now we hit start and it's going to cut. It's going to take 6 minutes because it's a whole bunch of circles. So we'll just take a minute. We'll answer some questions and maybe we'll show some samples. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Donnell, you have the cut and stitch software and you love it. I don't blame you. It's so user-friendly and there's so much that you can do with it. And, Joanne Banco, she agrees it's always best to test. It is. Now, do I test for every single design? If I am, doing numerous templates, let's say in, a half-hour session, I'll test for the first one, but I probably won't test for the others. I don't know why, but I've had good luck with that. But, be careful. Embroider and stitch and craft wisely, right? Don't make not stupid, but mistakes that you definitely could have avoided by, testing, right? So for sure. Okay. So, how many of you have digital cutters and what kind do you have? Tell me what brand you have. Here's Reen Wilcoxon joining in. She says she likes that you can cut the template to be used again and again. Absolutely, Reen. That's a good point. These are not one-time uses. You're going to use that template over and over. And in fact, we have some good examples of some templates that you would cut that you can use in a lot of different variety of projects because they're just versatile. So don't always think about the whole big design, although that's kind of what we're doing here today. But I'll show you some other small elements that you can use to build larger designs. Okay, so it looks like, Patricia Haley, she got one. She got a Cricut maker for her birthday. Woohoo! Well, I don't know when your birthday was, but that was a really nice gift for sure. And Liz, you have the Janome Artistic Edge. That's a beautiful machine. Lots of scan and cuts, they're all popular. And haven't they all improved? 10 years ago when these came out, oh boy, they weren't as reliable. You didn't have as much control over the settings. You didn't have a choice in blades like you do now. But, I think we've all learned through the years, and the machine and the manufacturers have also learned that we like to cut a lot of different materials. So they've met our needs, haven't they? And it's just a lot of fun. Let's see. Sue Wiggins. So she doesn't have a digital cutter, but her library has a Cricut. So does my library. And many of you who don't own these digital cutters, that's a great idea to use your library's digital cutter, because you can walk in there and get your template cut and walk out, 6 minutes later with your template. So it's really, they're very accessible is kind of what I really want to say. Let's see, Carolyn Booth, you love both your scan and cut, and you are enjoying the new cut and stitch software. Very easy to use software for sure. And Ardith, you have a Cameo 4. Wow, so many different ones. Leslie, you have a Cameo Silhouette, and Carol with a brother. Yeah, Claudia Davis, you're learning. It's awesome. We just all grow, right? It's such a pleasure to have these crafting hobbies that give us joy, that allow us to make lots of gifts. This is the gift giving season. And, our folks that we make these gifts for are usually just tickled that they receive something that you've made by your hands. Even though these are machines, it's still of your hands. I would definitely agree with that. So, Leslie Gardner, you don't know where to start in the software. Well, if you purchase the software from Dime, it came with 3 lessons. We suggest that you work through those lessons step by step. That will get you acquainted with your software. If you also purchased it from Dime, you got a 30-minute free tutorial with an instructor, with an educator that is a private class, just you. So get in there and play with your software, write down your questions, and then jump in to a class, a private class with one of our educators. And also, Ashley Jones, the first and third Tuesday of the month, she teaches software on our Facebook Live, and she does a fabulous job. And, a lot of the tools that are in any Dime software are the same tools in any of the Dime software. So if she's just working on cut and stitch, you can take a lot of those points and features that she's teaching you to, let's say, word art and stitches. So you'll learn for sure. You'll learn. And don't be afraid of your software. Do not be afraid of your software. You can't break software. That's the beauty of it. So, yeah, and here's Reen Wilcoxon saying, the more you use your software, the easier it becomes, and you'll learn from each project. That's right. Absolutely. Okay. So let's head back over to the cutter. I think it's all cut. And we'll just peel it off, lift it up. Now, I'm going to teach you a little something that I learned recently. Let's take this mat off, right? Because I'm not going to cut again, I don't believe. And we'll just kind of set that aside. So here, I want you to see, I'm trying to get in the camera for you. Okay, so you can see my test, right? So, I have a corner right here that is unadorned. So I'm going to lift that up. And then if you have a brayer, or a rolling pin, go ahead and give it a good rub. And this is just to push those circles, those little dots, keep them on the protective backing paper. Now, when you go to remove this, the key to success, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this is going to work, is to hold on to that bottom white fabric, and then you want to peel this back, really roll it back. It's not so much lifting, because when you lift up, you can leave a lot of the dots on this pink material. So you don't want to do that. So you want to go and you really want to roll that in this fashion. So we're going to roll it back. And as you can see how they're peeling off, they're just perfect. Is that awesome? Oh, that makes me want to sing. I love that because, where's my camera? There we go. Isn't that great? So there's my template in this hand, and these are all the dots. So what do? Well, we just put this down for a moment, and then we take a scraper, and I do this near the edge of the table, right over a trash can, and I'm just going to scrape all of these off, right? And it, of course, I'm not on the edge, but you'll bear with me a minute while I can do that, and I'll scrape all them off into the trash can. And, they kind of do get everywhere. So you just want to be as tidy as you can so that they're not all over your hands. That's all, because you know that flock, this pink material, the template maker material, is strong. It has a nice strong adhesive on it. So I can store that right there. Okay, so now let's go ahead over to the overhead cam. First, we'll take a look at our template makers, right? So here is our template for my original, right? So you can see, if I were to peel that off and put that on top, you see all the rhinestones peeking through. That was my original. And then what I just did at the Scan and Cut was mirror image that. So let's go ahead and get the rhinestones on that template paper. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our template and place it in this tray. And then we're going to pour a lot of rhinestones all over it. Okay, and just take your time. And the more, the better. You know, you don't have to be skimpy because you're not going to use all these rhinestones, but the more you have on here, the easier it is to get them in the holes. And our kit comes with the rhinestones, and these are the Aurora Borealis rhinestones. They're 10S, the size is 10 SS, which is kind of a medium size, not too tiny, large enough to have some impact, but not so big that they are, yeah, and you definitely want to swirl the brush around. That's what sets them in those openings. And if you miss one or two, like I have, let's see, an opening over there, I could just, there we go. And then I'm missing one right here. So we will bring one rhinestone into the area, and you see it just sets right in there. And it's the swirling motion that allows the rhinestone to fall into the opening in the right direction. Okay, we'll just get all these excess off of the area. Now I did my test, remember? So I have that big hole. I probably should have cut that away, but now it's perfect. See how they're all just sitting right in there? Now the key is to get them onto the jeans. So, oh yeah, I think I have one right here, a little extra one. Okay, so then we're going to take our rhinestone lifting material. So this is a heat-resistant tape, and it allows you to apply heat to it. It is adhesive, so it has a glue back, and it has this protective paper. So as you can see, mine looks a little blue because this is the piece that I used on the other pocket. And you can reuse this and reuse this a lot. And then all I want to do is place it over here and then smooth the template the rhinestone lifter tape over this template. Just take your time. And I'm kind of waiting for my heat press to heat up. So I'm going to move this out of the way so I can get my jeans positioned on my totally tubular hooping pressing. Well, it is the hooping station. And what I like about this is I can get my blue jeans over this board and not have to worry about, multiple layers. So I'm just sliding that over there. And I want to make sure that I'm in the camera. Is the pocket in the camera? Let's take a look. Is it in the camera? On the overhead? Yeah, okay. So let's talk about blue jeans. We love them. We love to wear them, but these rivets and these double seams can create a little bit of a challenge when pressing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some of my Sew Any Shape foam. This is what I use inside my handbags. I'm going to put that right in the pocket. And you notice I kind of cut it out to mimic the shape of the pocket. And I'm allowing that double welded seam to be over the edge of the foam. And then I just kind of want to straighten it out as best I can. And then we're going to get our rhinestones. And I'm going to just lift this tape very carefully. Just lift it up and notice all the rhinestones come with it. All the ones that I wanted to come with it. There we go. How cool is that? I love it. Okay, and then we're just going to place it in position. I want to make sure it's not on that seam. And then let's see, on my timer, I'm going to hit 20 seconds. And I have my heat set for 320. And I'm going to hit go, and we'll just press down. And hopefully when we pull this up, they'll be adhered and everything will be set, and I can wear them tonight. Now, sometimes on some materials, you may benefit from pressing again from the wrong side of the item or garment. It's not always possible on every item that you are decorating, but sometimes it is. So we'll just give it a moment to kind of cool off, not too much, just a moment. And sometimes you get an area that is, I guess I didn't have it down there. They don't want to stay. So let's see. Now, this could be because of my foam that's in there was short, right? It didn't go the full dimension of the template. So if this doesn't work this time, in fact, I think I'll pull that foam out right now because I'm pretty sure this area up here has adhered well. And now I'll just make sure. So see what's happening here. You have this flat press, this Cricut press. It's all flat. But my garment is not all flat because we have rivets, we have belt loops, and we have welted seams. So I figured I would do something really difficult first, just so you could see it happens to everybody, right? All right, we'll just let it cool for a moment. There we go. That's much better. Perfect. Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. I love them. I just love them. And if you miss one or two, which I did, I have like 2 missing here. And see, they're still on my tape. No big deal. I can put that back in place. You can reuse this over and over. We just want to get those 2. And I'll just maybe put the corner of the Cricut in there. And I guess I could hit, the timer. But I'm not going to hold this on for the whole 20 seconds because it's really just those 2 rhinestones. And they're very hot already. So I think 10 seconds was enough. We'll just let that cool a moment. See what kind of questions we have. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Oh, Patricia Hale, she is great internal medicine doctor. Well, thank you for that career. We need more of that. And she's always encouraged older patients to take up new activities and hobbies to keep their brains young. It is excellent advice. And for those of you who are new to the hobby, don't fret when you struggle. It's part of the learning process, and it is good for your brain to get out of its comfort zone, right? And the more you become familiar with your craft, the more enjoyment it will give you, and you'll find yourself excelling in no time. Really, we are our worst critics. So, forgive yourself when you make a mistake and just enjoy the time you get to spend crafting because it's just awesome. It really is. Okay, so let's go over and let's peel this off. I'm sure that's adhered now, and it's not, but okay, so nothing's perfect. We could most certainly take a small iron and put them on one by one. So let's see, what's next? Well, I have some, but look at these jeans. Are they great? I mean, that's like Vegas, New Year's Eve, wherever. And no, I don't fit in these. These are size 5'6". Girl, I'm definitely not in them. But hey, long time ago, they were fun. Okay, so what else do we have? Well, we have some, remember we talked about small elements. So first I thought I would show you some templates that I have made in cut and stitch software. So no, they all look the same until you take a closer look, and you'll see that these rhinestones are going to be really dense, right? And the settings between each of these rhinestones in the 4 hearts are a little different. Now, we don't think that you'll experiment with, that, but we did as we were learning the software and so forth. That was important to us to kind of learn what we liked. So, but small little templates like a snowflake, a different snowflake, hearts, right? Once you have this, goodness, you can put these small items on so many different projects. And, one is has some impact, but a whole row of snowflakes is quite beautiful. Swirls, something like this, you can use over and over again. You can combine them where you'd have maybe 3 or 4 in a spray to draw an accent to, maybe something like that where you are drawing the eye into a snowflake or a star or a heart. So have some fun. Now at Halloween, maybe remember I had a bat on a black shirt. We used really bright rhinestones. Oh, that was so much fun. That's a little bit bigger than some of these small elements, right? But you could go even bigger than that. Look how big this is, that beautiful anchor outline with all of these sprays. And this is a technique that's in the software, easy to use. These are called rings. So we have an outline, that's your stroke. And then these individual rhinestones that come out from the original artwork are really called rings. And you can do them in a pattern that's symmetrical, like identical to the outline, or you can just kind of scatter them. That's a setting. You just select scatter and it does that beautiful work for you. So that's how much fun those are. So now let's go ahead. Let's put these templates back away and we'll take a look at a quilt block that I wanted to show you. Here is a really pretty rainbow block, right? And there's lots of ways that we could embellish this. But, we made just this one little swirl, and it's going to accent each petal. So let's go ahead and put that in just so you can kind of see. And we'll make this, we're going to go ahead and sprinkle the rhinestones on there in a moment. So we could do that first. So, but let's first take a look at the rhinestone kit so you know what's in it. So in the rhinestone kit is, this is our starter kit. It has everything you need to do what I just did today. It's going to come with a brush that has a base. Actually, there's 2 bases on here, and you just slide that together. Just in that fashion, it goes right on. When your hands aren't shaking, it goes right on. Okay, well, it does just go right on. So here we go. And it has 1,400 of the rhinestones. It has the rhinestone lifting tape. So that's the heat resistant tape that I showed you. And then here is the sheet of the template maker. And then you can buy, these individual pieces separately if you need them. But boy, you get a lot of templates out of a sheet like this. So that's everything that's in the kit. I think you'll enjoy that. And it's on special right now. Maybe we could get that up there. Let's see. That special is, can we get that up on screen? There we go. It's $46.99, and you can enjoy that this holiday season. If you order it today, I don't know that you'll get it by Christmas, but you'll have it by New Year's, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to pour all my rhinestones that I just used back into the bag, and we're going to switch to another color. And so this is just a little tray that I bought. Well, I bought it at Target. It's got a small lip. It's perfect size. It's all I need. And then we also have a different kit that has just the rhinestones, and they come in multi-colors. They come in green, and I actually didn't really want to dump that on there yet, but that's okay. We'll work backwards, and we'll find our little swirl template that we just made, place that down, and then we'll take all those rhinestones and place them over. And again, we're going to take our brush and give it a swirl. There we go. See how fast that is? The small ones are really fast. And then we'll take our lifting tape. And remember, you can use this over and over. And we'll just take that. Oh, there we go. Oh, we'll start over because I didn't do such a good job on that. So what do we do then, Gloria? I've never actually done that. You can only do that on a live. Yeah, so we'll just get the scraper tool and we'll just scrape them off and they'll come right off. Or we'll just get another piece of tape. Because, well, let's see, let's get these all on top of here so we can fuse this on the quilt block. And there we go. So you don't want, you kind of want to have a still hand when you do this, right? When you are removing or laying that template, the rhinestone lifting tape onto the rhinestones. Okay, so we want to get all of those out of the way. And then I'm going to steal some lifting tape from another project, and then I'll just reuse it. Okay, so here's my lifting tape. This is kind of a big piece, but that's all right. And then, really? Could you do that again? I cannot believe that happened twice. Folks, are maybe I'm not supposed to teach rhinestones, because this is like the third time I've done rhinestones, and each time I have a new set of challenges. And I can tell you, when I do this at home, I don't have these problems. I literally don't have these problems. I just put it on and there's no problem. Oh my. Okay, so I'm just going to squirt that in there, and we'll take the other end. That's clean, and just carefully lay it down. There we go. That's all I needed to do. How easy was that? We'll lift it up. We're going to get our quilt block right here, and we're going to position those pretty blue stones on that yellow panel. Isn't that great? Now I'm going to move this quilt block off of this pad, because goodness knows what will happen when I apply heat to that, right? Because it's felt and it's cardboard, and there we go. Okay, and now we'll hit start, and that should work out just fine. So notice I have these other, these little rhinestones here on this end of the tape. So I'm just going to work them off while that's pressing, and get it into nice and clean, so I don't have to worry about that happening again. And I think that should do it. I think that should do it. Oh my goodness, I moved the whole thing, didn't I? I moved the whole thing. Okay, dare I go on? Dare I go on? I don't know. I think Rip and Stitch here are giving me a hard time. I don't know. Let's see. Colleen Hernandez wants to know, can I use fleece fabric on, no, can I use rhinestones on fleece fabric like earmuffs? I think so. Here's the key. You're going to adhere the rhinestones, you need to use 320 degrees. And polyester melts at 435, I believe. You could Google that. There's an exact temperature. So if that's the case, then you can apply that amount of heat to polyester. What I would do is I would test first, right? Also, you have to remember that, some fleece, some polar fleece is very fibrous, very napped. And so you want to make sure that you have good adhesion from the back of each rhinestone to the fabric. If it's super furry and you're just really attaching the rhinestone to some fibers, it may not be that successful. Yeah. And, there's stretch in fleece, and that could cause some issues too, as you put the garment on. Of course, the earmuffs probably don't have any, they're not stretching while you use them. There's my good friend, A. McCarthy. She's familiar with Stitch and Rip. By the way, we didn't make Stitch and Rip. People have been asking us for that pattern, and we didn't make them. We purchased them at Target. So that's where you could find them. Let's see. And then Judy Blungram, she said, are you unable to find more template sheets? Are they available on our site? Yes, they are. So rhinestone template making sheets are available on our website. Oh, okay. And the link is in the comments. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So Joanne Banco says, keep going. All right. We'll see. Let's see how brave we can be. All right. First, here's something that we all have to, consider when we're working with rhinestones. You have to clean up periodically, right? You have to get those rhinestones out of the area you're working on, Ziploc bags, and seal the bags. Seal up the bags for sure. Okay, now what I did want to do is I have this template making that. No, we're going to put that away because we don't know about that hot disaster. And so we do want to, I'm going to remove these templates from here. So, these rhinestones, so that I can use this. I want to show you this bag that I worked on. I should really just put these on something, but that's all right. We're scraping them off. It's working. There we go. Okay, and we'll just set that aside so that's nice and tidy. We'll get the swirl back where his bottom was. I'm not sure where that is now. So, that's over here. Okay, so we'll get that tidied up. And they're together. Okay, so next up that I want to show you, I'm so brave to do this, insane and brave all at the same time, is this quilt block. So kind of a plain letter E, right? Yeah, it is my initial, but it's also my granddaughter's initial. So I made this template. How fun is that? Wow, is that going to jazz up that block? So let's go ahead and try this. We're going to try this. I'm brave. And we'll put this template making. Oh, you know what? I think I realized that on this, I'm really better off using a bigger mat. So I'm going to do that. So I have that same kind of tray, just larger. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I can move the brush around in an easier fashion. I have room for it. So we'll open this up and we're going to sprinkle these out. And remember, we're going to sprinkle a lot because more is better in this instance. We can always just put them back in the bag, right? Remember, when you get a tray, make sure you get a tray that has the lip on, on the edge so that you can work freely and not worry about, all the rhinestones falling off the edge of a flat tray. And we're just going to swirl and swirl. And that's what pushes them in there and totally blows me away. But they all come in right side up. And of course, the right side is the shiny side, right? And the wrong side is the glue side. And that's what we want down on the surface of the tray. So we're just going to sweep a lot of this away. Get that excess out of the way and then work on making sure in the template that they are all in the right position. And this is a good example of that scatter effect. So notice how we have that hard outline of the letter E, and then everything else is just in an easy open spray. Draws the eye to the E, but not directly. It doesn't interfere with it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my rhinestone lifting tape and I'm going to peel away that back. And then I'm just going to lay this on here. And really, you just kind of want to drop it. That's all you want to do. You just want to drop it. You don't want to fuss with it like I was doing before. And then we'll just give it a good swirl, right? Nice swirl like that. And then I'm going to lift this off. Well, I guess you want to see that, right? So we'll do that. Okay, we'll lift our template and notice all the rhinestones are coming up with it. And, they're staying on there. So that's awesome. And then we're going to take our quilt block and center. Just lining up the outline of the stitched outline with the rhinestone outline. There we go. And then we're going to take our Cricut and press start and give it a good 20 seconds, right? Okay, so let's see. And let's see, Donna Barsinger said, it moved because you were holding onto that long piece of tape. Oh, yeah. Okay, so We'll pull it apart. Remove the press, and then we're just going to give it a moment, let it relax a little. Look how fun that is. Look at the paper still. The protective paper is still on it, and it still looks fantastic. Isn't that great? Oh, I love it. Look, it's just all that bling. Isn't that going to make a great block? Going to have so much fun with this stuff, I'll tell you. There's not enough hours in the day. There is not enough hours in the day. Okay, and then we have one more project that I want to show you, and then I'm just going to show you some really beautiful blanks. So here's a lace bag. This is freestanding lace. This is all quilted. And this beautiful open area, I think, could benefit from some bling. So I made a template. I did the same technique where I took a photograph of the bag and loaded it into cut and stitch software. And then I just drew into some of these areas to create. And I have to make sure that I'm doing this in the right fashion, that I have it. So just bear with me while I do that. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So thank goodness I got somebody in my ear, folks. Let me tell you, because I'm dangerous without it. All right. So I'm going to put all my rhinestones back in the bag. All right. Maybe we should pull this up, get it out of harm's way. Let's do that first so that all the rhinestones just go into the corner. And then I can put them in back into the bag. Well, actually, what I can do is I'm going to put them into this tray and then just put them back. There we go. All righty. And then we'll take this and we're going to put our template down. Yeah, see how easy it is to change colors of rhinestones. Now I am using the same rhinestones again, but actually I wanted to use green, didn't I? So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and use the green, because the green are going to look beautiful on that bag. So we'll just get these out of harm's way. Bring them all out. You should hear it in here. There's like rhinestones floating all over the place. Okay. Now we want to take the green rhinestones. I hope I have enough in here. We always think we have enough. We'll just pour them on top. And then I'll get my brush and give it those little swirls. Around and around and around we go. And so what would happen if I didn't have enough of the green rhinestones? Well, I could just sprinkle in some other colors to have a kind of a variety pack going on, right? You don't have to stay all as one color. You can just sprinkle in. You can make like a rainbow pack yourself. You don't have to. There's no rules about any of this, right? That's the beauty of these rhinestones. They're so much fun. Okay, then I'm just going to get all this out of the way so I don't pick any of it up with the tape. And then I'll take my tape and place that right on top. And we just want to put it right down, nice and easy. Don't sweat it out. Don't shake. Just drop it down. Don't even think about it, right? And then we're going to lift it up. Pull it, peel it back, and the rhinestones come right with it, all of them. And now I'm going to put this bag on the board, I think, maybe not. And now I'm going to take a moment to figure out if this is how I wanted them positioned. So I think it actually goes this way. Yep. And I can see that all those rhinestones are fitting in those open areas in between the quilting stitches, and you can take your time. You can, fuss with this as much as you want, or you can just kind of be free and not sweat it out so much. And I think that's good enough. So I'll take that press and hit the timer and push it on. Yeah. Carolyn Booth, you say, what a beautiful bag. It is a pretty bag, isn't it? Oh, I love that bag. And we combined quilting with some freestanding lace and quilting in the hoop. It's one of our favorite bags. I'll show you the back side. It's just a diamond pattern on the other side. Okay. And we'll let that sit just a moment. But here's the other side, which was just a diamond grit. And boy, wouldn't that be pretty with rhinestones, maybe every other point, something like that. All right, we could peel that back. And now we have elevated this bag to another whole level. As you can see, it fits right into that quilting, that space. And, really kind of stands out. It's just another element on the bag. Looks really fun. So that's the big mess I have for today. Isn't that crazy? So much fun we had today. You most certainly can go back and watch, like Natalie Bush. She said she was late to the game today, and you most certainly can go back at any time. We had a lot of fun decorating with rhinestones, and it's always an exciting moment for me. So I don't know, maybe we'll get a lot more people join because they like to see that. There's Retha Ranke, the birthday girl, just celebrated a birthday. Hi, Retha. I hope you're wearing rhinestones to celebrate the holidays. And Callie, you like our ideas for blinging things up? There's so many fun. You can apply it to almost anything, really. Oh, yeah. Let's see what else you can apply it to. So we do have some bigger projects, some small projects. I'm going to pull them out one by one here with my mess. Here, a little cosmetic bag purchased. And all I did was add the Caesar half moon or sun, whatever you want to call it, and the glitter, the rhinestones around it. Isn't that fun? So easy to do. Okay. And then, of course, you've seen me do the charms before. We added bling to them. Here's the earrings. And we added some bling to the ornaments, the tall one and even the short one. Just fun. It's just another way to jazz them up a little bit more. And of course, we have, here's a fun heart. So here's the heart template. And I just applied it twice, kind of offset it, did a really fun thing with Paris in the middle and those fun lips. They're made out of the flock. Look how that cut. Can you see the lines in the lips? Isn't that awesome? Boy, these cutters are phenomenal. I can't say that. I'm not saying that today. Okay, last week we did boutique necklines, so I thought I'd show you them finished with rhinestones in all the centers and down the points. So t-shirts are a fast, easy way to elevate with rhinestones. And here's another one of the boutique necklines. Now, what really pops out at you most certainly is this HTV glitter, but the rhinestones that surround it are just a really nice little accent to that garment. So, it's okay to kick it up a notch, right? Now, the shirt that I'm wearing today with the light bulbs, as you know, was actually from the boutique collection, and this was the original design. That has just the plain HTV kind of leaves. And then, but when you add all those rhinestones, it's kind of elegant, right? On this soft kind of toast colored, top colored t-shirt. So that looks very lovely. It also looks great on a really bright colored t-shirt, like on this bright green. That works also. Here you can see where all those rhinestones are just accenting those leaves. Super fun. And this is the template that you use to make this decoration. And if you purchase boutique necklines, this template is included in the download. You need a cutter and you need the material. And then this is how I cut my heat transfer tape. And I've used this over and over and over again. I'm sure I still have some more use out of it. As long as I don't have shaky hands, it'll be fine. You don't really need that much adhesive. So, well, I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. 2023 has been a great year for Dime, and we are so grateful for you coming to watch Between Friends, for supporting our small company by purchasing our products, by participating in the On the House program, by liking us on Facebook, by subscribing to our YouTube channel. All of those things mean so much to us. And we hope that you will take advantage of today's special. And remember, the Rhinestone kit is $46.99. And what else? I know you want to see Ashley when she comes back. She's going to be back January 2nd, right after that New Year at 1 o'clock. And she's going to be teaching cut and stitch software, which is what I showed you today. So if you purchased it, if you are new to it, if you're interested in it, this would be the program for you to watch. So I'll be back on January 4th, 2 days after her. And we're going to lay out our plan for 2024 that you are definitely going to be a part of. Now, don't forget, it's the On the House program is coming to a close for 23. And this is your free design for the today. So take advantage of this. This time we used Kingstar. You don't have to use Kingstar, but it stitches absolutely beautifully in metallic thread. And we most certainly want to wish each of you a happy new year. We're so grateful for your business, and we look forward to a healthy and happy new year in 2024. Let's do more in 24, right? That's my motto. Let's do more in 24. So I wish you a happy new year, and we'll see you here on the 4th. Oh, but, before I go, maybe you want to find that rhinestone kit locally. Well, let me show you where you can get that kit at your local dealer. Please talk to your local dealer and say, hey, how come I didn't see your name in the as a Dime Elite dealer? All they have to do is call us up, and we will be happy to get them signed up to be a Dime Elite dealer. It's easy to do, very little risk for your dealer. And we know that they want the product in the store when you see it here so that you can go to their store. And that's what we want also. So thanks again, everyone, for a great 23. We so appreciate you. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.